I do believe, after long last, that I have found a solution to one of my challenges with this pinking attachment. So, they're quite rare, these attachments, but more problematic is actually the fact that is getting the blades. To get replacement blades is tough. So I measured them with my calipers, and they're 1 1/4 inches. And then I went through to the hardware shop to try and see, well, what can I do to find something that's 1 1/4. So I thought, well, maybe I'll get 1 1/4 inch washers. However, in the back of my mind, I seem to recall having seen something that had small blades like this. So the normal cutters don't. They're 2-inch blades of 50 centimeters. Whereas this is 31/32 centimeters. So 1 1/4 inch. However, I then remembered where I'd seen something that looked like this, that the blades might fit. So I saw this vegetable roller cutter, and of course I thought, well, I'll measure it, and sure enough, these blades are 1 1/4. So what you can see from here is that they're slightly different in the center. It's a circle there, round, and square there. However, if you look, if you know your geometry and stuff, not that it was my forte in the world, let's just light a bit, what you can see is the hole. So you can put it, if you can put a square around a circle, and it's exact, if the diameter of the circle is the same as the sides of the square, you don't have to worry too much, because basically it will remain secure, and it is. So the only challenge you've got is actually the hole. So what I did is I stuck them together this way, made sure they were perfectly lined up, and then I marked the hole with a felt, and then I drilled it out. Or if you've got a punch, you could punch it out. And so the reason for that hole is it attaches to the spindle inside here, and it spins the whole mechanism. So you do need the hole, but it's not complicated to do. So I just got my hand drill and drilled it out. And the thing is, I wasn't sure if 1 or 2 blades would be better, because they're quite thin. Like, this is fairly robust, whereas this is quite thin. It's probably strong enough to do a single blade, to be honest. Might work, actually. But I put 2 on just for good measure. And then if you know here, this screw here, it's what do they call it? It's when you turn it, it's slightly off center. It's not perfectly round, so it actually moves it up and down. It's almost like a cam. I just can't think of what the word is. But basically, you can line it up. So I dropped it to put the things on, and I raised it back up, and then of course it works perfectly. So I might just return that to 1 blade and then see how that works. The drill bit for the hole, by the way, is 2.5 millimeters. So that's the exact size of the hole. And it just goes straight through, and it works perfectly. So that we can get it in. Perfect. So just in case you wondered, that's what I used. Although you could use a punch, of course, or a nail even. You could use a nail and bash it through. That shouldn't be a problem. It might be even easier than drilling, to be honest. I've taken off one of the blades, and you can see the other one there, and the hole lines up perfectly. So I've got the spare blade there. A bit mooshed, but that doesn't matter because it'll sit fine on the thing. But they'll go to a single blade. I've lowered the offset there just to see how it looks, and then what I'll do is I'll tighten up the guard and put the nut back on, and then we'll give it a go. So what you can see there is I've just put this in. You could use a 1-inch washer, but I wanted to make sure there was some ability to feed and support the blade. So I just created this. It's basically a 1-inch washer, so there's a 1/16 of an inch on around the outside. It's probably slightly over, but you could use a 1-inch washer, or I just use that. And it supports the blade, and it works. I just wanted to show you. Do it manually from the side so you can see a little better. It's a bit of a mess of a piece of fabric, but it does the job. Here, what you can see is as hard to do one-handed here, but we'll do our best. Let me straighten the fabric. You see from the side here, it works. So here we go. Just do it manually. A little wobbly, but that's okay, it works. You can see we have slicing action going on and feeding perfectly. So I believe this is a success. Can't complain about that. Cool, huh?